Welcome to Always Moving Forward with Renee.
Moving forward.
Good morning and welcome to Always Moving Forward with Renee. I have my friends here, Jackie and Lenore on the other end. We had, I almost said hell, but I'm saying it now, a good show talking about home buying, what you need to know and how to get ready for it. But what we're going to do, we're going to continue on with that today, because we had calls where they wanted TJ to come back, and they just enjoyed the show. But the main thing, we want you to plan ahead for buying a home, for renting a home, for even selling your home. We want to take you from A to Z, what you are supposed to know. And you know, Proverbs 15th chapter, 22nd verse says, plans fail for lack of counsel, but with many advisors, they succeed. And who we have here today is Terance Bowers Jr., son of Terance Bowers Sr. and Marcina Mills Bowers. He's the nephew of Kevin Bowers, the grandson of Darylyn Bowers, who is the CEO of Bowers Realty and Investment, and his grandfather, France Bowers. He was the CEO of Bowers Realty. So you know we're talking about that Bowers name. And all of you know my name is Bowers too, and my husband is France. So what does that tell you?
It's your grandson.
TJ is my grandson.
Right.
You know, so we've got the family here, and the family has dealt with real estate before I can remember. As I told you all in earlier shows, I married into a family that had real estate. You know, they knew all about real estate. So what did I have to do? I had to go out and get my license. Now, I'm not a broker. I'm not the CEO. I'm still learning. And this young man here can teach me. But TJ, we're going to call him TJ. TJ, can you tell me, what does a new home buyer need to know to prepare to buy a house?
Well, one of the biggest things that new home buyers need to know is, first, credit. To appreciate their credit to a point in which they get the lowest rates possible.
Okay.
Meaning that the closer you get to 700, 750 credit scores, your interest rates on your home is going to be a lot lower than on the other end, opposite end. So a lot of programs, certain programs, people can qualify for depending on what type of credit you have. So, if you're in the, let's say 550 range, it's going to be a lot harder to get an applicable mortgage for a home in which that you want to own, despite your income.
Oh, despite your income.
Yeah, despite your income.
Whether you come with a lot of money,
Yes.
that doesn't make a difference.
Well, it does make a difference in a
Okay.
sense. Like if you, it
Okay.
has to be a substantial amount though.
Okay.
They look at the totality of everything. Different banks have different programs for different people, depending on their background information. For example, at Michigan First Credit Union, they have these things called portfolio loans.
Okay.
So even if like you don't necessarily qualify for conventional or like FHA, they literally have a portfolio loan that's specific to you. So that's when that background information, hence the income levels, that's when that comes into play. So therefore, they can make your own type of profile, their own little portfolio, and then literally like do it in that sense. It may take a little bit longer to process. However, though, those are still some options in which people can literally use.
Okay.
But it happens, different banks have different programs. That's why no matter like where you're currently banking currently, you should always shop to see what's out there. What are these banks offering? What type of programs, what type of like incentives like that they can give you, and which one is best tailored to you in the home buying process.
Okay.
So credit is one thing.
So what should your credit score be at least? You
Um,
said 550, that's too low?
no,
So-
yeah, it's too low.
So about where should it be at?
So
700?
if you want like a really good rate, I say you have to be within the 640 range and above.
And what kind of rate would you get that you may get?
No, it's going to be all right. So, and this is what a lot of first-time home buyers don't even know, is that the higher your score, the lower your rates. The lower your score, the higher rates.
Okay.
So when you get within the 500 range, it becomes a lot more difficult for these banks, especially big banks,
Yeah.
to
Take a chance.
Yeah, to take a chance, right? Because it's higher risk. And so a lot of times at these banks, like up above, like these huge banks, like let's say like Chase or something like that, they look at the credit score and be like, we can't help you.
Mm.
We can't do anything until you improve that score. But thing is, they just like turn you away. You can't even ask. You'd be like, hey, just go to your rep and search it. They don't go through the process of sitting down with you and then talking to you about how to improve your credit score. Now, what we do at Bowers Realty, however, though, is if you have a credit score that's not necessarily up to par, that's not necessarily the best, what we do is we get you in front of somebody, if not ourselves, and tell you how to do that process. Like a little bit of history. His grandfather did real estate business, been in real estate business, so is my uncle. But my dad, before he passed, was actually a mortgage broker.
Yes.
So a lot of people within the business of Bowers Realty, a lot of people who are currently realtors, have been mortgage representatives. So they know the mortgage process, so they know what to do and what you should do to improve your credit score. So what we do is either ourselves, we take a step-by-step process, like a plan in which, all right, you do this, and then within 6 months or 12 months' time, you'll be ready. Or we get you in front of a mortgage rep, and then they'll sit down with you too. I actually, just this month, actually hosted a home buyer and homeowner seminar.
Oh, good.
We partnered with Michigan First Credit Union over there at 11 Mile and Evergreen. And what we did was we were educating people about what they should do when buying a home. So we have tried to outreach, start to, outreach to different people, maybe like more so those with lower socioeconomic statuses that don't necessarily know what they need to know only because of where they live
Right.
and the environment in which they're around. Because they don't teach you that. So what we have is the knowledge, and we have the people to put you into a better position to attain success, especially within real estate. And credit is not just real estate, it's in everything that you do.
Yes.
It's like cards, hence like,
Yes, it is.
loans, it
Yes.
doesn't matter like what you're necessarily like using credit for, it's just that it's involved in every sense of your lifestyle. In both mortgages and in the leasing market as well.
Okay, so TJ, you are available if someone wanted you to come out to their school or their church or their organization and do a home buyer seminar.
Yes.
Where you're going to educate the people. You are available for that.
Yes.
Okay, so you heard that, audience. So I want you now to give them your phone number so they know how to get in touch with you.
All right. Our office is located on 10 Mile in between Southfield Road and Greenfield Road at 17277 West 10 Mile Road. And our office phone number is 557-1200, and my personal cell phone number is 248-761-7220.
Okay, and I just want you to repeat that personal number one more time.
All right, my personal number is 248-761-7220.
Okay, so you heard that. So give him a call. Let him come out there and educate not only you, but those others that are sitting next to you, because it's something that we all need to know about. Okay.
One of the main things that parents, especially those who are of a minority, is we need to take precedent into getting our children motivated to learn about
Yes.
credit.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times we aren't like as motivated because we don't necessarily know how important it is
Right.
and the aspects and what it's going to play in the different aspects of our lifestyle.
Right, right.
And so a lot of times we're just so predicated on making money, da 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 da, but we're not out here building our credit, building our revenue so we can so we can have assets.
Right.
Hence
Now-
like a house.
Now, TJ, we talked about the importance of the person having good credit, that good credit score, so that they can get a lower interest rate. But tell me, when a person comes to you, what do you offer them? I'm coming to you to buy a house, or I'm selling my house.
So like the process?
Yes.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
And so, all right. So in the process of buying a home, what all realtors are now requiring is a pre-approval.
Okay.
That's-
And a pre-approval is what now?
So a pre-approval is basically giving you, it's on a surface level, not necessarily like, the actual mortgage process specifically, but it's more so what you can afford.
Okay.
And it's a note from the bank in which it has the background information that says that, yes, you can afford this. Yes, you can apply for this $200,000 home
Okay.
with a conventional mortgage or an FHA. And with that pre-approval notice, what it does is it lets the listing agent know that, one, you're a serious buyer, but two, you can literally write an offer right then and there, send a pre-approval, you'll be first in line.
Oh, wow.
So the pre-approval is a really, really big part of the home buying process.
Okay.
Now, as for the selling side, however, what we give you advice about what's the best way to sell your home, about if you want to sell it quick, this is what you need to do. If you want to get the most out of it, this is what you also need to do. So we'll sit down with you, literally tell you, walk through your house, and then give you a fair assessment. We'll sit down with you, schedule an appointment, a listing appointment, and we'll go over the different comparables in the area, as well as the improvements that you have within the home, and plus what steps that you need to take in order to make your home the best possible market value that it can be.
We was talking earlier, and you was talking about selling the home, but you was mentioning homestead
Yes.
property. So why is that important?
So with homestead taxes, if you live within the home, you get a lower amount of taxes. That's what homestead taxes are. But if you are an investor, let's say if you have a home and you say, maybe I want a home to fix up. Maybe I want to make a $20,000 flip or $30,000 flip. What you can do is you can literally buy a property, an investment property. You buy it, flip it, and for that money that you flip it, you can reinvest it in another property tax-free. If it's another investment property. Now, you can keep on doing that, literally flip that house, keep on making more and more revenue until to the point where you can lease it out to tenants. Per se, you could be the landlord, making your return, as well as if you want to sell it down the line, keep going, you're going to slowly build up more and more and more, and then at the end where you're finally all right, I'm done investing, I don't want any more, you pay this tax down the line, way down the line, where you're more financially stable to pay that, instead of paying it like, up front, like currently. So you can literally just invest, build, sell, invest, build, sell, invest, build, sell, to the point where you're out here literally owning 40 or 60 different management properties, getting like different leases, getting your return, and then also selling it whole, and then literally investing into another property tax-free.
But is that one, that's probably one of the best things to do, rather than buying a house and renting it out
Yes.
to someone. I would rather buy a house, if I had to fix it up, then, as you say, flip it.
Yes.
How do we get a better return on my money, right?
Yes, ultimately, it honestly depends. If you want your money slowly, steady coming in, you'll lease it up. So you'll be able to pay, the taxes on the house if you buy it full, and you can just slowly lease it out, slowly get that money. It's like steady income. Now, if you want 20 or 30 quick, you just have a couple months, put in some work, maybe you put in hardwood floors, maybe you paint the house, you cut the grass, do the landscape, then all of a sudden, that's a quick 30, 40,000 within that property.
Make
All
your
right.
value go up,
Yes,
correct?
most definitely.
I'm lost because we started with homestead, but you never mentioned homestead anywhere in there when you was explaining.
Oh, homestead is only where you are living in the home yourself. Now, if you're doing investment, you can't have homestead taxes because you don't live in the property. Now, you can only have homestead for one property that you own. And so
You can only live in one.
right.
Right.
So if you, trust me, don't do this. If you, if you say that you have homestead and they find, let's say the government finds out that you have homestead taxes on 2 properties that you own, they'll literally take both homestead property taxes off. And so you have to pay the taxes without. They have both homesteads. So do not do that. Have homestead on one property, not 2.
When you homestead, your taxes are a little lower.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes, it is.
'Cause I know when I get information from the city, I live in Warren, and I get information and they'll say, are you still homesteading your house? So I had to find, and ask my son, he said, are you still living here? You still living here? So let them know that you're still living here.
Yes.
Well, what about people who have property in Detroit and have property in Florida?
No, I mean, like I said,
And
and so
then,
that's.
they're doing the
and then-
summertime, wintertime they up down there, summertime they up here, so.
I'm pretty sure there's only one. With different states, it's like different rules per se. I mean, I can only tell you about Michigan per se. I got to look at Florida's rules in regards to that to get more information upon that. However, I think you still only with the private. I still think you can only have one homestead about whatever property that you live in more so during the year. So unless you breaking even, you can pick and choose which one. But at the same time, what I'm thinking is you can only have homestead for one of your properties, despite having another one within another state.
Tell me this, TJ. Now, you sell residential, commercial,
Yes.
and land?
Yes.
Okay, so you sell...
We sell all. Ms. Bowers as well as France been in the real estate business for over 53 years. So she has her CRB, which is one of the highest titles that you can attain. She was part of the multi-million-dollar club. She literally has built her, I guess, reputation and her credentials to the point where she worked with builders, she works with investors, she works with those who are buying out lands to build. We do residential, commercial, investments. We do literally every single thing that these other companies they are specific to. We can do it all right there.
Okay.
You can just come to us for both commercial, residential, leasing, anything that has something to do with real estate.
Okay, so it's a one-stop shop. They can come to you, and if the person is not housed right there that handles the credit or something, you can get that person to them.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so it's one-stop shop. Tell them where you're located again.
17277 West 10 Mile Road, in between Southfield Road and Greenfield Road.
And you know what? Proverbs 12, chapter 15th verse states, but a wise man listens to advice. And he's given a lot of advice here. A lot of advice here today. And, you know, he gave you his number. You want to get in touch with him for all of your real estate needs. Any questions that you may have, give him a call because he is available. You want him to come out to your organization and you want him to give a seminar to talk. Call him. He can be reached again at 248-761-7220. Remember, TJ is the person you need to help you turn that key.
Is mortgage financing readily available for the average prospective homeowner?
Yes, it is. Depending on whether you have income or you're looking for a house, let's say for 275. For more than 275 per se, you should probably go to those who are like bigger banks, like P.2, Chase Bank, stuff like that. But for those,
But those are banks that you can recommend
Yes.
for them,
yes,
to go to.
but I specifically say that for like those specific like income levels. However, with the average home buyer, let's say for the ones that are doing houses for 125 or less, I recommend going to a credit union.
Oh, okay.
Yes, a credit union would actually help you more within those specific, circumstances because of the rates that they give for that. For a lot of times when you go to banks and then you have, like those big banks, you have the, looking for houses that are under 125, they're like, they're not necessarily, it's kind of a waste of their time. in a
Right,
sense.
right.
But what Michigan First, as well as, other local companies, as well as like Liberty Bank and stuff like that, like they predicate themselves on, finding stuff for, like finding those lower rates, like finding programs for those who are trying to find a home for less than 125, 150. I'm pretty sure it's like 125,000.
And you know what? A little knowledge is a terrible thing. A lot of people, because they might have brought a home before or, they've got one that they're renting, they think they know everything. Tell them right quick, because we're almost running out of time, the importance of going to someone like you to get advice from.
All right, so what's the difference between Bowers Realty and Investments in comparison to these companies like Keller Williams, Century 21 is we will sit down in front of you. We will get to know you as a person. We get to know your family. We get to know your situation. You're not just like a number. You're actually a person. So we get to know your lifestyle. So therefore, we are able to sit down with you, and then we are able to talk to you, go over your options, and actually literally guide you to see to where you want, to the stuff that you want to see. Instead of like pointing you to houses that are like for 250, and you're not even looking in that market for that. We literally just sit down with you, go over your options, go over those certain prices, let's say, that you want to look at, the city that you want to look at, and we have time. We make ourselves available for you as well.
Well, we have people that are military, veterans
Oh,
and military,
yes.
so how about them? Because there was a problem with them finding homes, they did a big report. So would they be able to come to you?
Yes,
What-
most
what-
definitely. Like in according to VA loans, most definitely. We actually have a couple people that are actually in the office that are former veterans. Excuse me. So what they are motivated about is literally educating military people too, are coming in as well. And not only just military as well though. In regards to the recent closings of plants
Yes.
and these automotive plants that are closing, Detroit has been automotive city. Been in a literal automotive city for so long, in which these plants can be devastating to regions of people, like Hamtramck. So I know people are looking to either downsize because of that or refinancing. And even the refinancing, it doesn't have to do with buying a home or selling a home specifically, but call us for refinancing because we can get you to somebody to help you refinance for your current mortgage if you need that help. because that was unreal. That was unreal. That was so devastating at that certain point in time that thousands of people
Yes.
are like looking for work right now. I mean, they have the severance packages for sure that they're surviving off of like a few months, but once those few months end, like they need to find something else.
Okay, now what about HUD? Let's talk about HUD right quick.
Okay, HUD homes as well as like foreclosures. Okay, and so all right, another thing that especially first-time home buyers are looking at are HUD homes or foreclosures. You see a low price, and then so therefore they are more prone to like say, oh, can we look at this because it's a HUD home. What they don't understand is HUD homes are usually owned, and especially like banks, like foreclosures are owned by the bank.
Yes.
The bank only wants cash
Yes.
in relation to these specific homes. They don't want to deal with like mortgages or conventional loan. They want it up front right there,
Yes.
right then and there. So if you want to look at a HUD home or see a foreclosure, like you got to make sure that you have the amount of cash in which that price represents.
Right, because you're getting that home at a bargain.
Yes, that's
At
what
a
you're doing.
bargain,
So
right.
that's why more so you see investors buy out HUD homes and foreclosures because they have that money to invest.
Right.
But however, if you're looking for somebody to live in, make sure you have that cash up front. Because if you don't, then they're not even gonna entertain the thought of having a mortgage on something that's $35,000, like $40,000. Like it's not worth their time.
Right. And you all have different, what do I want to say? Like neighbor next door?
Yes.
Okay, different programs.
Yes. There are definitely different programs out there, though. And that's what we're trying to do. We are trying to educate, or we're trying to make it accessible for people who want to learn, for people who want to know that knowledge. Because what I've seen is people want to know, they just never had the access to it.
Right. Well, again, we're out of time. I know Jackie had something else to say, and Lenore did, but we're only 27 minutes. I am sorry to say. But you know what? TJ's going to come back another time and be with us because he has so much knowledge.
Yes.
And remember, it's one-stop shop here with TJ. Call him at 248-761-7220 for all of your real estate needs, for all of your needs. So until next week, I'm going to say, God loves you, and so do we. And we'll see you later. You enjoy Always Moving Forward with Renee.
Moving forward.
What's up, everybody? This is your girl, Vicki Winans, and you're watching Bell Global Network.
Hi, everybody. I'm telling you, everything that happened to me that was good, God did it. I'm Evelyn Turrentine, AG, and you're watching the Bell Global Network.
This is Pastor D. Alexander Bullock of Preachers of Detroit, and you're watching the Bell Global Network.
This is Bishop Edgar Van of Second Ebenezer Church in Detroit, Michigan, and you're watching the Bell Global Network.
Hi, I'm Bernadette Stanis. You know me best as Thelma from the TV show Good Times, and you are watching Bell Global Network.